I'll let you in a little secret, this is a very select angle. This is just about the most put together corner of the house that I could possibly find to start this video in. If I move slightly to the right, there's this enormous pile of laundry just hiding behind me. I'm gonna ignore that one. Everywhere else is utter carnage. Like literally just filthy. We've gone feral at this point. I mean, if you want actual real reality, I can literally see dust between the hairs of my arms. I feel like some kind of attic woman, Miss Havisham. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How's it going? Hope you're doing really well. If you haven't seen week 1, you're starting at the wrong point. You need to go back and watch that one first and then get your bum back over here. Because this is officially week 2 of our kitchen renovation of our little house in London. I always feel like the word renovation makes this sound so much more exciting than it actually is. We're just getting a new kitchen. If you can't be bothered to watch week 1, all you need to know is that it was very successful. It went very well actually. We got kind of all the kind of grubby, nitty gritty groundwork boxed off, ticked off the list. We've got a levelled floor, we've got bare walls, we've got skimmed walls, we've got new electrics and piping, all that slightly boring stuff. And today, to kick off week 2, is actually a very exciting day. I feel like today is when things really kind of start to take shape. All the kind of pretty things that I've had in my mind that have now swiftly been replaced by like copper piping, they can finally make a return, and today we might even have some cabinets in place. Be still my beating heart. But I feel like the only point of doing these videos is if I tell you also all of the things that go wrong. You knew it was coming. We definitely learnt our lesson when we had our bathroom done quite a while ago, and we were told by many people, all of the kind of fitters and construction guys we met, all of our friends who've had it done as well, something will not go to plan. There will always be something that kind of catches you off guard and you think, oh shit, how the hell are we gonna fix this? It's a disaster, cancel the whole thing. And I remember them saying last time that you can expect one thing to go wrong every week. Like, you just go in with that expectation that there'll be something fairly major that goes wrong for each week that you're getting the job done. And speaking from experience, I can confirm that that is just about right, because to be honest, we got through week 1, absolutely no bother, it all went very well, touch wood, super duper smooth. I was wondering, what's gonna go wrong here? There'll be something, and today we found out what it was. I actually met our kitchen fitter, came around to say hello, talked through the plans and stuff, just double check everything, and he kind of prefaced it by being like, yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about this for a while, but I've been away. I was like, oh no, what does that mean? What have I done wrong? It turns out it actually wasn't me. It was the bloke who came to measure up for us basically and then kind of design the kitchen to put it together. My good man made some boo-boos, and I did think it was very plain sailing, and I kind of handed over this design and then he made it come to life and it was kind of magical and amazing. There were a few hiccups to that, in the fact that it doesn't fit in the kitchen and it wasn't going to support itself, which are two fairly fundamental necessities when you're putting a kitchen in. It does need to fit and it does need to be able to stand up, right? I'll insert a little reminder of what this side of the kitchen was supposed to look like, but basically the combination that we had of units with a Belfast sink, which is like where you can see the exposed side of the ceramic sink, didn't leave us with enough necessary space. And I'm probably paraphrasing this and probably getting things wrong, but from what I can remember, he told me when you're putting a heavy real oak worktop onto kitchen units, you have to have kind of, what did he call them? They're kind of like end pieces that slot between each cabinet that then can support the weight of that heavy worktop. It's all very complicated and obviously I've got no idea what I'm talking about, but the long and the short of it is we couldn't have that set up. So I spent about an hour or so with the kitchen fitter, like talking through our options and trying to brainstorm ideas and stuff. In the end, I said, how about we just scrap the Belfast sink altogether and we put in just like a normal, slightly smaller inset ceramic sink. So that's what we're going for in the end. After weighing up our options and stuff, we've decided that ditching the Belfast sink and going for an inset one is just the easiest solution at this point, really. But if that's what it takes for this kitchen to fit and for life to remain as stress-free as possible, que sera, sera. I dreamed a dream of sinks gone by. Anyway, after that quick disclaimer that we had a small disaster, but it's fine, we've righted it, We're righting wrongs, it's all good. Let's crack on and skip to the future so I can show you how we got on with week 2, day 1. Okay, this isn't the proper update for today, it's actually only 10 o'clock, so we literally had like 2 hours this morning. But the fitter has just popped out to go and collect the new sink, which we sorted out yesterday. And I couldn't resist, obviously, popping down for a little sneaky peek. There can be miracles when you believe. What's that right there? Oh, I think that might be. Is that? It couldn't possibly be. Oh, it's a cabinet. Oh my god. Wow, this is actually starting to look like a kitchen once more. So here's what we've got so far this morning. This is quite mad, isn't it? So this is the oven. This is the little jazzy little pull-out thing. Look at that, looks like a transformer. And this is gonna be some drawers. Oh, it's actually, we have things. That's a cabinet. So I think for today, before I show you, oh, there's a little sneaky peek in the background there. Before I show you the progress that we've made today, I need to show you the context of the progress we've made today, which is living room based, because look at this. It's a sight for sore eyes. I mean, this is all absolutely filthy, but I believe this would be floor space, my friends. That is floor space that wasn't there this morning. And if you'll join me in walking the runway here, we'll also find, what's this? This frankly looks like a normal living room. So the wily minded among you will have realised that that means a lot of cabinets have been removed from the living room today, and they are now in the kitchen. So with that in mind, let me take you on a little stroll. This is how we are looking at the end of play today. Would you look at that? Stunning, stunning scenes. It's been a long day. He really put a shift in today, but end of play today, we've got ourselves a larder cupboard to hide the fuse box. We've got ourselves a sink unit. We've got ourselves a stretch of countertop fit for a princess and or a washing machine and dishwasher. I feel like I can really, oh actually I don't know if I'm allowed to lean on that. I'd better not. I'll just place my hands lovingly on it. I feel like it's really like lifted my spirits. Like, this actually feels like big progress today, and I can see a kitchen forming before my very eyes, and it's like magic. I've got absolutely no idea what these are, by the way. If you asked me, I'd guess they were maybe for skiing, but that seems unlikely. So yeah, huge progress today. Cabinets are officially in, at least the start of them anyway. Stage 1 of the cabinets is done and dusted. We also managed to return the old sink, which wasn't going to work, and we've picked up the new one. And the other exciting thing that happened today as well was that I ordered all the appliances. So I've kind of been waiting to get the go-ahead to do that. I was kind of waiting for someone to wave a flag and be like, go! We had literally nowhere to put them. I don't like leaving it so last minute, but I mean, where would we have put like an oven, a washing machine, a dishwasher? We would have been sleeping in them, I think. Balancing a vlog camera over a wet, varnished worktop is the greatest idea I've ever had. Look who's here, making a cameo appearance.
Usually only appear in Disney, so...
Yeah, but also kitchen-related content. Adam stayed home from work today so that he could help out with the heavy lifting. I don't think you saw actually, but I got a couple of sneaky filming clips while you were lifting the heavy worktop.
Oh god, he was doing it pretty effortlessly, and I was like...
The point of that whole exercise was, would you look at that? It's absolutely stunning. So this is actually a bit weird because the worktops are currently on the wrong side. They're also upside down because they've just had the first layer of stain put on them, so they're basically just drying out right now. Big hole here is because this is in fact the piece for the sink side, and then this bit over here, which is slightly smaller I think, is actually for the oven side, so this will have a hob on it at some point. But yeah, the stain on this is still a little bit wet, so we'll have to make sure the cat doesn't walk all over that one.
You gonna tell them what you got really excited about on the washing machine earlier? It's really, really cool.
It's really embarrassing. Why must you embarrass me so? The shiny new washing machine arrived earlier. Here it is, in place, looking all shiny and new. So I was obviously having a look at what modes we've got to play with. And tell me you're nearly 32 without telling me you're nearly 32. There's a bed and bath mode. So look, you might take the mickey right now, but when we have extremely super fresh bedding and bath towels, I'll have the last laugh.
I'll eat my words.
Exactly. And what else? So the dishwasher is now sort of in place. I think he's basically just put them in to get them out of the way. Yeah. And then bit by bit they'll be like properly plumbed in and stuff later down the line.
Tiles arrived?
And the wall tiles arrived, which I think I filmed a little bit of. I had visions of like enormous, super duper heavy box of tiles. So I made sure that Adam was home to help me out with that one as well.
And the guy, don't know how you felt about this, kept like patronising me. He was like, oh, can you give me a hand with these? Like, I probably do it on my own, but it could tell. I was like, okay, give him a hand. And he kept being like, remember to breathe, and like, one step at a time. And I was to walk and carry.
That's a cheeky kind of guy.
Sorry for wearing a long sleeve ramen top. Makes me think I can't carry something.
Ramen.
Have you not seen my moustache carry anything?
Strongman moustache.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your update for today. The stunning worktops, the stunning bed and bath mode, and the stunning strongman. That's all you get. Oh, he left. The other great part of the worktops now being cut and in the kitchen means that our living room floor has returned, looking brighter and more beautiful than ever before. Although, you know when I said the house was filthy? This is all the proof you need. That is the dust line from where those big worktops have been lying this whole time. Look how insane that is. It literally looks like this half is like a ghost house. We've got our dinner just defrosting on a tea towel here. Tonight we're having jambalaya. I actually had a couple of questions about how we've been eating and functioning this whole time, really. And Adam was a superstar and did loads of batch cooking before this all kicked off. And then in the freezer here, we're running low now, but this was literally like packed full of meals. Now it's just packed full of ice cream. But we've got some risotto here. Adam did like the most enormous chili. These are great because we've portioned them into two and then they just go straight in the microwave. We invested in a microwave, especially for this occasion, and it's an absolute treat.
Hello there. It's everyone's least favourite substitute teacher. Lucy's off in Scotland this weekend and she's asked me to do a little Friday update on what's happened in the kitchen since she's been gone. I just sent her a video and walked around the kitchen and realised very quickly I haven't remembered what was actually done and what wasn't done yesterday. This content is probably going to be me pointing out things that Lucy already pointed out yesterday, but we're going to try. So I think this was here yesterday but maybe didn't have doors on, so I think all the doors have gone on. The oven! I'm 99% sure that wasn't there yesterday. It's a nice little white number. This is a good little thing. You poke that in and that's how you set your settings and things. That's exciting. I don't know what some of these things are. Is bottom right Microsoft Excel? The other thing is that there's some floor here, this board that it was wood and now it's this, and I imagine that's so they can put tiles on top and oh, right on schedule. What's new, Flo? You'll know. So that door must be new because she's sniffing it. Go on, Flo, what else is new? Oh, on the weekend I have to do some sort of painting on the plastered walls. I've got to wait till they dry. You can see over here, that's still wet. And then we'll be able to do this like base coat of paint, which apparently helps paint stick to the plaster. That's probably all wrong. That's what I remember him saying. But I obviously just have to do my job on Sunday. Here's your kitchen update with me and Flo, my assistant. And I guess hopefully next time there's one of these, it will be Lucy, not me, for both our benefits. Just to make sure we're really staying on theme here and that the aesthetic stays as strong as possible, you are currently balancing on a box of tiles on top of the sofa. I'm hoping you're going to stay there. You don't look too sturdy right now, not going to lie. Hi!
It's actually a long time no see. In the grand scheme of this video, it's going to be like seconds. But I've actually been away for 4 days, so it does actually feel like a really long time since I last did one of these updates. But luckily, Adam stepped in for me. He took the reins of things, but I'm sure he did a stellar stand-up job. He's probably completely stolen the show. I bet it involved something to do with the cat, and now I'm going to be like the boring bit of this video. That's exactly what will have happened. I'm calling it right now. So let's go and have a look at where we got up to for the end of play today, and pretty much like the end of the actual kitchen fitting stuff. I'm so happy with it. It's such a joyful experience to see it starting to look really pretty. Honestly, it is so like satisfying and like uplifting. Honestly, there's been some low points of this renovation. It has been so much more disruptive than I thought it was going to be. It's made me realize how smoothly we just got on with getting the bathroom done. So don't underestimate it. Really, like, if you're coming into getting anything like this done, really psych yourself up for the dust more than anything. I've never been so excited to clean my house. I actually might start the cleaning process this weekend just to feel slightly better and stop living in quite such filth. Okay, let's go and see this kitchen. The tiles are like the last major storage issue in this living room now. We moved all these over while we were watching University Challenge last night. It's gonna be a real look with the leggings and the fluffy socks, isn't it? It's doing wonders for my fashion game. So I think you saw this the other day when Adam did a bit of filming. These are basically like the prep boards for the tiles to go down onto, which I'm actually really pleased with, because I felt terrible thinking like, oh, these tiles are going to go straight onto those lovely floorboards that someone might want one day. But hopefully this means that they can just lift up this little cover if they ever want to investigate what's underneath there. The next people in this house, whoever they might be. But let me just give you a little da 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 da. Here's how we're doing. Just put my coffee on here. Look at this windowsill. I think it might even need repainting. I'm hoping. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks, oh, maybe it'll clean off, but it's so filthy. So you can kind of see what I mean now by like, there's pretty much a kitchen in here, kind of frame for it all, and all the units and stuff are all where they're supposed to be. I'm so excited. I think something that we were kind of waiting for, this is kind of something I've learned about this. So it turns out you don't just have this kind of unit on its own. So obviously like this is the kitchen unit, this frame here. It has like a plinth casing around it, at least this style of units do anyway. I guess it's to kind of give it a really neat finish, but this is what he's finished up doing now. So this cupboard is kind of encased very neatly in its little frame. And that like little skinny edging was something that I'd seen on a lot of kitchens that I really liked when I was kind of pinning kitchens that I love. A lot of them had a neat little frame around it. So I was under the impression that we wanted an in-frame kitchen to get that look. And that's what I originally asked the kitchen designers to put together for us. But in the end, we decided to not go for that because obviously the frame takes up very precious kitchen space. So it's not the one to go for unless you've got a really big kitchen, really. But I'm really pleased because I've basically got that little look to it anyway because of the end plinth that kind of it's cased in. That means that the larder cupboard is now fitted, and you might have also spotted we now officially have handles. So here's what we're working with. Obviously we've still got this to sort out when the electrician comes back, but this lovely larder cupboard, which is such amazing storage that I know Adam is really excited about. I'm sure if you know us, you know the kitchen is way more his territory than it's mine. I never cook a thing. So as well as just making like a pretty kitchen that I wanted, I've obviously been trying to make a practical one for him as well as a keen cook. So I think this is really, really great storage for him. And they've also got this lovely like slow close to them, which is great, so satisfying. Still not plumbed in yet or anything. The plumber's coming back to do that at some stage. You can see here's the little sink drainer that's got to go in still. So this here, and then spoiler alert, one over here as well, are actually the result of a comment from one of you guys, which I'm so grateful for. As soon as I read it, I was like, that is actually genius. Ultimate top tip, which is basically, obviously when you cut the space for the sink out of your worktop, if you keep that cutout that then comes from the square for the sink, you can turn that into either a sink cover to give you great like worktop, extra bonus worktop basically, or you can turn it into a really nice little chopping board. These kind of lovely oak worktops are not cheap, so you want to maximize them as much as possible and get your money's worth out of them. And I just think that is such a great idea, so thank you so much for leaving that comment. top tip. We're gonna have to try and do something to make it slightly more usable. It's very chunky and very heavy right now, but I guess we can kind of get like a carpenter or something to make it a bit more usable. It probably doesn't need to be as chunky as it is, and it could do with some kind of like grip to lift it up and down. And then that means that we've got, you know, extra worktop space when needed. But this is now like the finished color of the worktop. So I think he said this was it needs 2 coats to get it to like kind of usable standard, so they're waterproof and all that kind of stuff. I just love how this stain has turned out. It is gorgeous. These are slightly lighter because they've only had 1 coat, I think, but to get it to kind of maximum efficiency, you use 2 coats, and it gives you this gorgeous like rich brown. Oh, I just love it. It's perfect. For anyone who cares, that is this stuff. Top Oil Osmo High Solid. I went for Acacia. I think that is probably officially today's installment of things nobody cares about, but I'm gonna mention anyway. And then over this side, would you look at this? I can't believe it. I can't believe this is like actually making progress. This is the side that we have got the other style of handles on for now as well. This side will have some. The dishwasher's going to have one of these like pulls out because this like comes down. This is going to be a cupboard, so this will be one of the little handles. So we've got the 2 drawers in here. These are like lovely deep drawers, which are great for putting pans in and stuff. But the sneaky little great bonus of this unit is that it has a hidden cutlery drawer inside, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. I love how like sleek and hidden that is. It's great. Just love these handles. Best handles, top handles, wood handle again. If I move this enormous chopping board out the way, I'm gonna need both hands for this. We've got the hob in now, which is great. Adam is so excited about this because he's got himself a little wok burner as a special treat. That is in now, and we've got the oven here. So shiny, so new, so beautiful. And to the right of that, we've got our little pull-out system. Honestly, I just love it. I'm so excited. Also, we're so happy. I know it sounds very weird, but this oven drawer is so much more useful than we thought it would be. Look at that. It's like properly, it can fit, definitely like fit pans under there. I thought it was just going to be like a skinny little, like very shallow, slightly useless drawer. I think this is also new as well because Adam did this at the weekend while I was away. I think it might actually be like the first DIY job that I've ever left him to do himself. Normally I'm like leaning over, making sure that do you want to just, I'm like a backseat DIYer. So he did like the, I think it's called like a mist coat, which is half emulsion and half water. You make like a really, really thin, runny consistency of emulsion. You put that on the bare plaster, and that then makes like a layer which the paint then sticks onto much better rather than bare plaster because it's quite absorbent. And that's all done now as well. So this weekend, coming up, I'm gonna do the painting, which is really exciting. So that is today's update. Thanks, Flo. If you could just, thank you, that's great. Tomorrow is a really exciting one though. Tomorrow the tiler is coming for the first time. I've got no idea whether he's gonna start with walls or floor, but oh my god, I feel like that is the real, I remember it with the bathroom, as soon as the tiles go in, it just feels so kind of, so much more kind of put together and pretty. Like it's the real start of like the pretty stuff. So that is mega exciting. I think it probably means that me and Flo are gonna be shut upstairs again, but that's okay. It's time to talk tiles. Welcome back to day, I'm gonna guess technically maybe like 10. Logistics and numericals aside, all you need to know is that today is tiles day. I thought before, oh my god, there's a huge spider in the tiles box. Oh no. Okay, brief spider related interlude over. I picked him up and took him outside and he's gonna live a lovely life now. Wow, the surprise spider related adrenaline is real. Back to tiles. I thought before they actually end up on the floor today, I thought I would show you like what we're actually going for, talk you through it, and give you a little sneaky peek before they actually end up on the floor itself. So I am of the opinion that trying to choose flooring is maybe like the hardest part of doing anything like this. It's so completely boring, but really matters. So I find it quite stressful and I really struggle to like commit to a decision when it comes to flooring. I really did with the bathroom as well, but I loved what we went for in the end with that. But with this kitchen flooring, there was like a very particular vibe that I knew I really wanted to try and create, which I thought would suit the house best, because I think when you're decorating, like it's not just about what you love and what you've seen on Pinterest and you've had pinned for ages. you have to consider how that's going to translate into your space, and a lot of the stuff that I love just doesn't suit this little house. It suits like a grand Victorian huge high ceilinged building, or like a countryside farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. So I wanted to try and find something quite like cozy and cottagey, a little bit kind of rustic, and something with a little bit of character. And I think I've succeeded, but flooring again is just so difficult to visualize when it's little tiles sitting in a box. It makes you like question all of your life decisions, honestly. I will warn you in advance that these are going to look like nothing when I hold these up and show you. You're going to be like, wow. But I actually found these, they were served up in an Instagram advert to me. So I can fully blame the algorithm for this one. So these are the tiles that we've gone for the floor. They're covered in like chalk and dust and grout marks and stuff right now. But this is the little box of them. We've got stacks and stacks of them ready to go. And I think the camera is probably gonna struggle to pick it up a little bit, but they have this kind of lovely rustic texture-y pattern to them. I really love the kind of light terracotta tone of them. I think it's gonna be a vibe. But every single tile is a little bit different. Every single one has been like painted or printed slightly differently, so they've got a lot of character. The vision of my mind, which came from the Instagram picture, I'll pop that right here so that we can see how that translates. I think this in a little herringbone pattern is going to be kind of the cottagey, cute, rustic thing that I've got in mind. Fingers crossed. It's so difficult because they just look like nothing. I mean, what is that? But it's all about seeing the bigger picture, believing in yourself, and go for it. Of course, it doesn't help things when your partner is literally like incapable of like seeing the vision. Like when I explain all these things to Adam that we're doing, I don't know if anyone else's partner is the same, literally cannot visualize what these things are going to look like. We're very different people in that regard. I'm all about like imagining it and seeing it in front of me, and I can literally like visualize it to a T. And he's just like, I'm sure it'd be great. I can't see that, but I trust you. So I appreciate the trust. But hey, a little bit of blind faith goes a long way. So we will see how this translates into an actual kitchen floor. Oh, by the way, these are from a shop online called Marlborough Tiles. I think I'll make sure to link them down below. Oh, I also need to show you as well, before this all kicks off today, I need to show you the small stack of samples that we actually kept. The amount of tile samples I've gone through trying to choose this floor, honestly, truly wild. Where are the keys? Just a small selection of tiles that we've gone through and decided aren't quite right. There was a couple of close calls in there, but nothing that was quite right. Okay, it's gonna sound very echoey in here. We're back in the kitchen. The tile left, I wanna say probably about 3 hours ago now. I wanted to show you as soon as it was done, but the grout was wet, so obviously I couldn't really hop, skip and jump over it. And I'm just gonna breathe one huge sigh of relief right now because I love it, and they are exactly what I wanted them to be, which is great. That's a very good feeling. I will be honest and say I was really doubting them. When I opened those cardboard boxes and saw them, I was like, oh, is this what I wanted? Is this the right decision? But now that they're down and they're grouted and they're next to the units and the worktops, they look so good. So this is the last update of this week. Let me show you. So please bear in mind that they're kind of like chalky and dusty from all the grout. But this is our little hallway now. Look how immaculately they match up to the living room floor. I love it. It's so satisfying. He's done the most pristine job. They look absolutely beautiful. They're so pretty. Got Adam's slippers on, looking very stylish. But look, we curve around here. So we followed straight through into the kitchen. And now the kitchen looks like this. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope you can see now the kind of like rusticy, cottagey kind of flooring that I was hoping it was going to be, and it actually is. I can't believe it. As you can see, they really need to clean up. There's like big smudges of grout like all over the place still, and there'll be skirting boards around the edge here to really like neaten them up. But God, they just look so good. I absolutely love them. I really love the variation in them. I think that just gives it so much kind of character and warmth. You might kind of be able to tell as well. When we first moved into this house, you'll see it in last week's update vlog. These used to be quarry tiles in here, which I always had a bit of a soft spot for, but they just never came up particularly clean. They were very, very old. They were a bit too dark for this room, but I did like the kind of warm terracotta tones of them. I thought that was really nice for a little kitchen. I did kind of use them as a starting point and think like, well, that's the qualities that I like in those. So what can I find that's kind of like the level up from those? And the grout that we've gone for, Grout Chats, kind of pale grey. I mean, they would probably look amazing with white or kind of like a very fair beige colour, but that is just not practical for a floor. It's fine for walls, you can get away with it and look after them, but for a floor, especially with a house with pets and a room that has kind of a lot of traffic in it, it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna stay like that. So we went for grey instead, and I think it's come up really well. It shows the pattern off beautifully. I feel like I should probably also have mentioned as well, I feel like a lot of people will look at the choices we've made and be like, you're playing it very safe. There's nothing too wild going on here. I agree, we have like gone kind of very neutral and very safe, with the fact in mind that there will be an enormous turquoise fridge in this corner shortly. So that is kind of why it has had to remain quite neutral, and my plan is to add in lots of like quirky, eclectic touches. So that is week 2 done and dusted for the kitchen. I feel like we're really finishing on a high note this week. I love that. So next on the list, we've got the tiler coming back at some point to do the walls. We've got the electrician and the plumber coming back. I hope, fingers crossed, in a couple of days we should have some appliances, which is just, can barely contain myself, honestly. And then the kitchen fitter will be back to do the final flourishes, you know. So I will definitely do another one of these to round things off. Hopefully there should only be one more. We're still undecided about what's gonna happen with this, so stay tuned to find out that one. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye.